everybody, to the SSL here, live at the Nexon Arena. We are in the midst of a fantastic ZVZ series between Solar and Dark. 2-2 so far, Wolf.
Things are all tied up here, Valdez, much like my cables behind my PC, which were, until this year, very much in disarray. Now they're all nice and tidy.
That's good, yeah.
But just looking at where we are in this series going to Laralac Crest, I mean, again, this game will not put either player on match point. And I keep saying one player has the momentum, maybe it's going to shift, but it's been 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, so I have a feeling we're going to Game 7 here in this series.
It's looking like it. That's the way these players are leading us to. And I don't know, unless someone's going to take a massive win on Laralac Crest, that it crushes his opponent's, mindset, I think it'll go to Game 7 as well. We were predicting Dark 4-1. I think I'm still predicting Dark in this series so far. When he doesn't do crazy, weird stuff, he turns up with the win. So I feel like that bodes well for him over time.
Yeah, I think Standard is the way for him. Solar, he's got a few builds left, 196 or so. Let's see what he's going to show us.
Let's jump into Game 5 now between Solar and Dark on Laralac Crest. All right, jumping into Laralac Crest for game number 5. Down in the bottom left in the red from Samsung Galaxy Con, it is Solar.
And to the bottom right in blue, it is Dark.
And we already have this game off to an explosive start. Both players doing a very aggressive build. Gas on 13 into 12 pool.
Yep.
Very fast build to get out as many lanes as possible very early on, but also get that speed.
And they're going to find out about this very soon because they also scouted the correct location at the same time. Both Overlords have confirmed this. They're both going to say, oh, well, no hatchery, so... All the way from where? From Mexico! Bob and Edward something. I don't know. That's all I can...
Yeah.
I know E means and.
Yeah.
Trying to think of
wow,
what
we
that might
butchered
mean.
that Spanish. That was good, Wolf. It's all good.
I should have done my Spanish impression, but if the sign comes back up, I'll do it. But
okay, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it'll.
I've never been to Mexico, so my probably top 5 places to visit. I really want to go, but I haven't been able to. I've actually never been anywhere in south of the United States, like Latin America, South America. So sad about that. But
yeah, me too.
One day.
So these two players do have very mirrored builds, but I think they both figured it out very fast.
Yeah, look at where Solar sends his links. He's just trying to see if Dark is trying to sneak around because he has the watchtower. He's like, are you going to know that I have the watchtower and sneak around? He's like, I guess not. He's looking like he's checking to try to trap and surround these links on the left side of the map. He finds just 2, but that's all there is. And during this, Dark's like, well, I guess I'll go over here, but he's also spotted by an Overlord. So nothing is secret.
Yeah, everything is known on the map. Dark tries to fight here. The Banelings do pop out. Dark has some of his own Banelings on the way. He's going to commit to 4.
Now, if you were thinking about watching that Chinese tournament, the GPL that's going on over there, and you end up catching a ZVZ, it'll look like this pretty much every game, no matter if we're playing on the biggest map of all time or not. Cross spawns on Ruins of Ceres is going to look like this. Sometimes with roaches, but usually generally like this. This is how Chinese ZVZ looks, and we're going to watch a game just like that right here, right now. It's all about micro. And Solar is going to be the one who squeaks out that earlier hatchery.
This is kind of a funny situation.
Oh my god, that Baneling.
Solar gets the earlier expansion just barely, but Dark is up 20 to 15 drones, and he has the aggressive stance right now. So he's keeping Solar in his base with less units and less drones. Or more units, rather. Oh, he's keeping Solar in there, and Dark has less units, and Solar has more units, but Dark has got more drones back at home, so he's getting that economy up.
Oh, nice hit there with the Bane, and that will kind of slow this down. But yeah, I think what you're trying to get at is Somehow he's keeping Solar in his base, even though Solar has the larger army, and he has the bigger drone pool, so he's winning on both fronts.
Yes, pretty much exactly that.
2 hit points left on this Baneling.
Oh,
okay, I was about to say.
That's a problem. We got 2 more Banelings coming out here. Nice splits here by Solar. The second split. Oh, he's going to try to block him on the ramp. Fails to do so. Solar's going to get up that ramp.
1 Baneling for 2 Banelings. Not going to be the case here. Tries to get it hit off on those drones. Nothing happening. Running circles around Dark here and does even up the worker count slightly at 20 to 22. Will run away with those Lings, saving the majority of them. Going to hit an inject here with Queenie. There you go.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a pretty even game from here overall.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that Dark did handle that, though. You know, he had less units, but he just like delayed enough to get the reinforcements coming out of his hatcheries just in time to delay and defend. And at the same time, he's going to get a nice scout over here. He's had more drones for longer. So I'm liking his position a little bit.
Yeah. Roach Warren's coming up for both.
Oh, wow. Canceled the lair there. Did Solar. After Dark gets the scout off.
It's pretty sneaky. And oftentimes indicate he's going to be going for a big attack. Just so that, you know, Dark is on the assumption he's going to be taking up and spending money on speed and +1, when in reality he just spends all that extra money on roaches at this close horizontal spawning location. But it's actually Dark that puts on the faster roach production, as well as extra overlords to continue that production, so he's going to be rushing it out as soon as possible. He's going to confirm the lair is canceled, or not, actually. Doesn't go into the main with this.
Huh. I think he would really like to get up there, but maybe he sees the Lings on the ramp. Gonna try to snipe the Baneling, just barely does not. Would have been a nice grab there, but yeah, Dark having some nice production cycles coming out here. He's ahead in roaches by a big amount.
Ooh, wastes a Baneling there with that Ling too. And is just trying to harass these units. Oh, wastes another Baneling and will confirm the lair this time. Has been canceled. He's actually going to walk across the map with his roaches. He knows he has the better army count because he just saw that.
Oh, wow.
But he sees a few roaches coming down here and he's like, it still takes him a while to get across the map. Yeah. Why don't I just get a lair? He doesn't have a lair.
That's, yeah.
Maybe he, like, didn't actually see with that Ling and then went and checked. Like, on the, you know, clicked on the main map and he saw, like, the silhouette. He's like, oh, I didn't notice he canceled that. Maybe I shouldn't attack here and just get my own lair.
Yeah, because if you're not saving gas and stuff for lair tech, then obviously you're going to have a lot more units, so it wouldn't bode well to attack, especially on the defensive position in ZVZ. Better to just get a faster lair and get ahead in that way.
Yeah, he's only up 10 army supply. I mean, he is ahead in army supply, but there's a small margin. So by the time he crosses the map, that gap will be closed by the defender's advantage. But as a result, Solar is getting that fast third base up. There's nothing Dark is doing to deny that, and I don't think there's anything he can do anymore to deny that. He's going to have the faster +1, the faster roach speed.
Yeah, and still no lair for Solar.
Yeah.
He's delaying that for a very long time. So Dark going to rely on his lair tech instead, as you were mentioning, the +1, the roach speed coming through.
A big rally of overlords, by the way, of Solar, like a ton. That's like 5 overlords stacked up right there. That's like 7 overlords right there in total between all of them, I think. So definitely doesn't want to keep pushing those across.
Yeah, I think he wants to spread those out, make sure he gets enough vision.
Do you think he's going to try to spread creep and go for a push because he doesn't have lair? He's going to use that extra larva from the third base? Is that his plan with all those overlords? I don't think that's what he wants to do, but maybe that's his idea here. Because he has all those overlords pushed in such an aggressive position.
Still just clumping them up. It's kind of, I think it's just like the rally, you know? Maybe he just sends them out there and he's focusing on other stuff right now. Overlord does survive.
Barely. There's the finishing blows.
Go south. No. And is going to try to attack this back rocks. And now Solar is in fact ahead. And ahead in both army supply and in drones. So Dark has been committing to this tech, and it is about to finish. But look at this nice run by Solar while attacking the third.
This run by is perfect. Without this would not work because he'd be attacking into a choke point. But Dark is forced to turn around. He's trying to use corrosive bile to control this choke point. A lot of drones already being killed. Here comes Banelings, but he's just outmaneuvering them. Looks like he misclicked on that spawning pool, excuse me, for a moment there. There's way more Ravagers in this army here for Solar. It's like 8-1 or something crazy like that.
Dark having trouble finding the right angle to attack here. Look at this, just a couple of Lings doing damage at the natural now.
He has +1 for his roaches, and he has speed in just a moment finishing up. It looks like it's done now. He's going to try to surround and kill these Ravagers.
Look at this, jumping right on top of the Ravagers. They're very, very weak, and he is going to be able to clean up this entire army. Very nicely done by Dark, just waiting until that +1 in speed finishes and jumping, pouncing onto the army of Solar.
He has to counterattack now because his economy is in tatters. As you mentioned, those Lings were killing a lot of drones, so he's now at 23 to 40. Tons of Banelings being morphed here for Solar to try to defend this. This is Dark's moment. He has to win it here or it's all over.
He needs the magical Baneling hit, and look at this. Dark has seen the Banelings morphing, so he knows Solar's strategy. Can the Banelings hit? They're trying to get this left clump.
A big split as much as he can away from those Banelings. They're not doing much here. And GG. Banelings getting stuck behind the Queens even in that last fight. And Dark is now on match point. 3-2 in this series. One win away.
The CVC is just so close. It's on a knife's edge. Just Solar trying to hit that timing right before the +1 finishes. And Dark just barely delays. And then takes the fight there at that third base. I love the dynamic on that big map too, because they weren't actually that far away, just based on their spawns,
yeah,
down in the bottom there. So lots of aggression on both sides, and Dark just barely comes out ahead.
Very close game there, and what's been a very close series. And that Ling run by really changed everything. Whereas Dark, I feel like, would have defended that and actually crushed it if the Lings had not gone to his main base, but he still took that fight where he got basically a complete surround with his speed roaches on those big, beefy, chunky Ravagers that aren't actually that tanky.
Yeah.
And just blew them all up. And those are expensive, too. He committed to those many Ravagers, lost all of them, and had no time for anything but Banelings to defend. And obviously versus a large Roach army like that, it's not going to be very powerful. Plus, once you have +1, you two-shot Lings with your Roaches. Something that we don't talk about too much in Legacy of the Void because it's not a thing. +1 Roaches versus Lings as much as it used to be in the past, but in this situation it was. So
Dark is now finally on match point